Tu jest piramida. To jest piramida. Piramida da. Prawda? To jest prawdziwa piramida. This is real pyramid?
Yes.
For sure. Bene, dopo una mattinata terribile è uscito il sole. Questa qua è la piramide Sunca, la piramide del sole, che sarebbe una montagna costruita con forma piramidale nella quale ci sarebbero dei tunnel, dei sotterranei e dei ritrovamenti archeologici. Oggi cercheremo di indagare tutto questo. Sto aspettando che mi dia appuntamento a Osmanagich e nel frattempo continuerò a fare 2 giri qua in paese. Ieri era estate, oggi siamo alle cioccolate calde. Ora mi devo
Buongiorno
fare...
a tutti.
Amico, tu parli italiano?
Certo,
Qua c'è una piramide,
c'è la bellissime piramidi
ma è una vera piramide questa qua?
e siamo proprietari di noi, di piramidi.
Voi chi?
Hamidovic,
Ah, quindi tu mi confermi che questa è una vera piramide?
bellissima veramente.
Quanti anni ce l'ha?
C'è non lo so neanche io, ce l'ha forse, non lo so quanto, ma ce l'ha, veramente ce l'ha.
Ci sono prove che questa è una vera piramide?
Ci sono, ci
Quali,
stanno.
quali sarebbero?
Ma c'erano tutte quelle cose che musei della guerra, c'erano tante cose, prima la guerra che ci stava queste cose.
Sono stati ritrovati dei resti, delle cose?
Sì, hanno trovato tanti, pure morti ci hanno trovato tanti.
E oltre alla piramide del sole ce ne sono anche altre, c'è quella della luna e ce ne sono altre, vero?
Altre, sì, c'è 3-4, penso,
Sì?
3-4 ci stanno.
Ma sono stati fatti scavi dentro?
Non lo so, non lo so.
Bisognerebbe farli.
Se vuoi ti porto io.
Va bene, va bene.
Ciao a tutti.
Grazie mille.
A tutti gli italiani nostri.
So, you in Visoko have a pyramid? This is a pyramid?
Maybe.
Maybe, you are not sure.
I'm not sure.
But why you are not sure?
Maybe not too much proofs.
Uh-huh. But there are tunnels.
Yeah.
There are tunnels.
Yes, they are. They are.
And there are also some archaeological rests.
Yes.
Yeah? So it's possible that
It's possible, yeah.
it's possible.
50-50.
50-50.
Yeah.
Fairy. Thank you.
Okay.
So here there is a pyramid in Visoko.
Oh, here there is a pyramid in Visoko.
You believe this is a pyramid?
Yes,
Yes?
yes.
Piramida? Piramida.
A piramida non è.
To je prava piramida? Prava?
Bravo.
Prava piramida? Prava? Bene, stiamo entrando nei tunnel sotterranei delle piramidi di Visoko. A vedere che tal.
So this is the first artifact that we discovered, and it's called egg-shaped ceramic.
C'è un vero e proprio labirinto, È enorme, veramente enorme. Ui. Ci sono dei simboli qui. Ora sto scalando la piramide del Sole. Qua arrivano i mattoni e poi è tutta terra. Questa è la vista. È a tutti gli effetti un monte. È un monte. Salve, lei parla italiano?
Sì,
La prima volta che è qui?
sì, sì.
Lei crede che questa sia una piramide? Eh? Pensa che questa sia una piramide?
No,
Secondo lei?
potrebbe anche essere, perché no?
No, io chiedo alla gente perché
Sì, vabbè,
Siccome-
dicono di no, però...
siccome cioè, insomma, non tutti sono d'accordo,
sì,
quelli della zona dicono tutti che è una piramide.
certo, questo è anche un'attrazione turistica.
Perché vendono il prodotto secondo lei o perché ci credono veramente?
Potrebbe essere, loro dicono che non è una cosa naturale,
Ah.
perché non può essere, sono materiali che non sono del posto.
Però noi siamo su un monte.
Importati. Siamo su un monte, la natura ha potuto fare un sacco di cose.
Chiaro.
Assolutamente. Però se tu vedi queste forme, poi se non so, hai visto queste mappe di Ghisa, di cosa, insomma, c'è un'idea.
Sì,
del-
sì.
sì. C'è qualcosa
Ci può
di-
stare, diciamo.
ci può
Salve.
stare.
Senta, secondo lei questa è una vera piramide?
Ha fatto la stessa domanda a me.
Non lo
No, non so se...
non si sa convincere.
No, assolutamente no. Potrebbe essere qualsiasi cosa.
È qua per curiosità, diciamo. Sì. La ringrazio. Beh, dall'alto, insomma, fotografandola dall'alto
È chiaro.
sembra chiaro.
Ha la forma.
La forma ce l'ha.
C'è da qualche parte un
Vedete, ora qua ci sono queste pietre enormi, questi macigni, e non capisco bene se secondo loro questi sono stati messi perché, come diceva la signora, non appartengono al posto e quindi sono serviti per piramidare la montagna, o se sono già qua di loro e disposti in questa maniera così diagonale danno la forma piramidale alla montagna. Non lo so, sinceramente, ragazzi. Io sono già venuto 4 volte, però io quando vedo una cosa che mi sconvolge, ho fatto tanti video, chi li ha visti, ci sono cose che dici no, questo non l'ha fatto l'uomo, questa è evidentemente una struttura fatta o da un'umanità più evoluta o dagli alieni, perché è chiaro, però quando vado in un posto in cui sì, ci sono i tunnel, ci sono, i tunnel qualcuno li avrà pur scavati, qualcuno ci avrà pure abitato qua, però a dire che veramente si sono messi a tirare su tutta sta roba, cioè, chi l'hanno fatto, i titani questo? Cioè, non lo so, non posso mica metterci la mano sul fuoco. Quindi questa sarebbe la vista, cioè questa è la vista dalla piramide di Visoko. Ragazzi, di inerpicarmi di più in cima a sto bosco non ne ho voglia. Vi faccio vedere tale e quale quello che uno viene qua e può vedere da solo, quello che c'è dal basso, dall'alto, da dentro, e ognuno creda un po' veramente quello che gli pare. Qua io non dirò opinioni, non dirò nulla, perché io stesso non sono convinto al 100%. Può esserlo, benissimo, ma anche se lo fosse, comunque sia, non mi sembra il caso, come dire, di farsi venire un mal di testa per questo. Hello, sorry, do you believe this is a true pyramid?
Yes, sure.
You are sure?
Yes.
Why?
Because of the studies and
The diameters.
Because there is like a debate, no? Not
Yeah,
everyone,
discussion, yeah.
not everyone is a discussion. It's controversial. Not everyone is convinced that this is a pyramid. So I am making a reportage and asking to people if what they believe. So you are,
One of them believe, the other not.
yeah,
So we believe in that.
yeah, sure. Thank you. Semir Osmanagich. La piramide bosniaca del Sole è la più grande e la più vecchia piramide del mondo, è la madre di tutte le piramidi. L'egittologo Nabil Selim. La piramide di Cheope è la piramide più magnifica del mondo, ma la piramide del Sole bosniaca è la più grande del mondo. Il geofisico e professore Oleg Kavroshkin. La piramide di Bosnia matcha quelle egiziane in forma e come si chiamano? Valori sismici. La piramide della Bosnia è la più grande e la più interessante di scoperta archeologica del mondo. Paul Ward, researcher di Harvard. Tu devi scoprire chi ha scoperto le piramidi della Bosnia e chi le ha connesse con i tunnel. Poi altri che dicono più o meno le stesse cose. Se riuscite a leggere in inglese, perché io mi sono stufato di tradurre. Addirittura la piramide della Bosnia equivale alla scoperta delle piramidi Maya. Va bene ragazzi, insomma queste sono illustri opinioni. Qua ci sono dei paragoni tra la piramide d'Egitto e questa piramide qua. Qua c'è la visualizzazione 4D di questo sito piramidale. E cosa dire, cosa aggiungere? Io cosa dire? Sorry, you speak English?
A little bit.
Do you believe this is a true pyramid?
Yes, I do.
For which reason?
Well, I mean, you can simply look at it. It looks like a pyramid. It looks from any angle you can see it. And for various other reasons, but that's a bit more complicated to explain. So,
But anyway, you are 100% convinced.
well, yeah, it's a variety of factors. Yeah, but I am 100% convinced when looking at it that it is a pyramid.
Bene, questo ragazzo dice che è convinto al 100% per differenti ragioni. La maggior parte della gente che viene qua naturalmente crede questo. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Grazie.
Ciao. Tu parli italiano?
Poco.
E tu cosa pensi della è una piramide?
Penso.
Io sto facendo un'inchiesta perché c'è il dibattito, c'è controversia. Io credo che lo possa essere, sinceramente. Però voglio sapere che cosa ne pensa la gente.
Possibile.
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 Ok. Eh sì, è possibile. Effettivamente è possibile. You are a guide here.
Yes, who are you recording for?
YouTube.
YouTube, okay.
Yeah, I'm making a reportage about this.
Okay, which channel?
Operation Moksha.
Operation?
Moksha.
Okay, Moksha.
You have your phone?
Maybe I have, but it's okay, I'm just checking the...
You should
This
follow
was-
me. Do you really believe this is a pyramid?
I believe the subject is not a natural formation.
And who structured this formation?
Who structurized it?
Yeah.
The ones who lived here before the last several thousand years before the last ice age. Could be ancient aliens or the civilizations they say they have interactions with Anunnaki.
Potrebbero essere antiche civilizzazioni prima della glaciazione, potrebbero essere alieni, potrebbero essere connessi con gli Anunnaki.
But since my beliefs tell me something different, there is a space of, or an area where there was an inhabitation of some unknown cultures or civilizations that are pretty much advanced. This could be very skeptic when you see it from the outside and you think it's just a hill like anybody else's. But considering that the Mexican pyramids have 90% of the same coverage and they were also under bush vegetation
Yeah.
or several other parts of the world,
Dice che a vederla da fuori uno può essere scettico, ma anche le piramidi messicane erano coperte dalla vegetazione e come vi ho fatto vedere qualche settimana fa a Teotihuacan la vegetazione sta prendendo piede. Se lasciassero fare nel giro di pochi anni sarebbe interamente coperta. Yeah?
So the Asians that created this one, so the actual answer to the question would be who was present before this time the history was written, or there was somebody, but still you have to reach the point to understand them and to see whether they're still able to come back, as some legends say, or they are actually living before the period of the time when
You believe that is most probably built by an ancient human civilization, or
I
by
have doubts.
aliens, Anunnaki, Elohim, this kind of subjects?
I believe, what I do consider, my beliefs are something different. There were angels living here and the demons before Adam came to this planet. And it was already written in the holy books.
But in the
scriptures.
Bible is written that Adam was engineered genetically by the Elohims, the Anunnaki.
No, he was created by God from the piece of earth, and he came with the ruh inside of him. And so he actually, this is a different interpretation, doesn't matter. What I do believe is that the human interaction with some extraterrestrials, as they call it, or some celestials, no celestials, probably entities, could be the answer of the question. But still, this is a proof to physicians, mathematicians, or other spiritual believers who think they were made by extraterrestrial influence. My suggestion is to walk in the line to follow the arguments or objective reasons so the pyramids could be created, why and because of what, and to find the source of it is finding the truth of the question, what were they made of, or somehow which was connected to this history we don't know.
Potrebbero essere un'interazione fra antichi umani e qualche entità aliena. Questa però dovrebbe essere una ricerca fatta dalla scienza, dai matematici, dai chimici, biologi e anche da gente che insomma crede in queste cose con un certo tipo di avanzamento. Sostanzialmente ha detto questo. Thank you so much.
No problem.
I can ask you something about the pyramids here.
Yeah.
How you discovered them?
Yes, I discovered the Bosnian pyramids back in 2005. And in the meantime, it has become the most active archaeological site in the world. Every year, hundreds of volunteers, our workers, and scientists from different scientific disciplines come and research. We have a complex of 6 pyramids, pyramids of the Sun, Moon, Dragon, Earth, Love, and the 6th, tumuli complex, conical artificial hills, and huge network of prehistorical underground tunnels. So far we have discovered 7 entrances to those tunnels. The Bosnian pyramids were built 29,200 years ago, which makes them the oldest pyramids on the planet. The Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun has a height of 368 meters, which is 2.5 times height of the Great Pyramid of Egypt, so it's the largest. It has the most perfect orientation to the north on the planet. It has the best quality concrete on the planet. This is the project that redefined the world's history. When it comes to the purpose of pyramids, we bring revolutionary change in the narrative of the pyramids. They were not built as tombs for king or pharaohs.
Yes.
They are built to serve communities. The pyramids are energy amplifiers, and if placed above energy potent places, they amplify different sources of energy. The Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun has an energy beam, 28 kilohertz, which travels quicker than the speed of light. In science, this phenomenon is called scalar waves. So the first potential purpose of pyramids is to be the communication device. Second one, we've noticed that people going through the tunnels, they feel good. They breathe better as they go deeper, which is not very logical. People with the respiratory problems, asthma for example, after a few times in the tunnels, they don't need inhalers, air pumps no more.
No more.
People with high blood pressure, it gets normalized. People with the high sugar, the sugar got reduced for several points after one visit only. People with the very serious diseases, tumors, cancers, and so on, they show revolutionary change in their health.
Wow.
And even though we always claim that we are not in the healing business, we don't give the medical guarantees. But we've learned that the pyramid energy was used to protect what is the most precious to us, our health. The purpose number 3.
We can call this like an ancient hospital.
In a way, yes. Number 3, we've discovered 5 tunnels with the water. We analyze the water, compare it to our regular city water. Our city water is energetically dead. It is treated by the chloride, fluoride. It has traces of heavy metals and plastics. Our water actually makes us sick. The pyramid water does not have any viruses, bacteria, or fungi. It vibrates very high. It has perfect pH of 7.45. It is the water that helps us get back to the balance. So the next purpose of pyramid is to improve the molecular structure of water. Number 4, to improve the food. Number 5, to raise our immunity level. Number 6, to help us develop our spiritual senses. So these are all features that we all need in our real life as the living beings.
Yes.
So what we are saying, the pyramids were built for the living communities, not for one dead body.
Uh-huh.
And of course,
And not in honor of gods or anyone.
that's correct. Because once you say, oh, pyramids are built for dead people, then the whole discussion is stopped. People don't ask questions anymore. Oh, they are built for that purpose. No, they were built to serve the humanity. That's a big difference.
Big difference.
This is not what the pharmaceutical industry wants us to know. This is not something that our monsters who call themselves elites want to know. So this is a change in the narrative. This is a big change.
Of course.
That requires the history books to be rewritten. And this is not the only place. Actually, other pyramids, even Egyptian pyramids, Mexican pyramids, they all have those energy beams.
Do you believe that who built these pyramids also built the Giza ones, Mexican ones, or are different constructions?
We've been taught that pyramids were built in Egypt and Mexico, and that's wrong. Pyramids were built on all 6 continents, in more than 30 countries. I have visited and investigated all of them. Pyramids were built during different time periods by different civilizations. However, the oldest pyramids are at the same time the biggest and the most superior. So, the first pyramids were built by the most advanced civilizations. Those that came later, they were built as replicas. Sometimes people don't know what they're doing. Like in Egypt, 28 largest, biggest pyramids, they were built before, long before the end of the last ice age, most probably between 30 and 40,000 years ago. Not 4,500, as they teach us.
Yeah, for sure.
But those who were built during the 12th and 19th dynasty, so 3,300 years ago or 3,500 years ago.
They are collapsing.
They were built from the mud bricks, which is inferior material.
In fact, they are like the Saqqara ones.
Yes, so the knowledge has been lost.
Yeah. Do you believe aliens are involved in this?
Well, I would say that very advanced civilizations built all these pyramids. Very advanced. They had different tools, not like the ones that we have. They had different means of the transportation, not the cranes, not the cars.
Sound.
You can always, yes, move stuff with different sound frequencies, ultrasound especially, and electromagnetic fields. The idea with moving the object is to neutralize gravitational force. Gravitational force is nothing but mechanical waves. You can neutralize them.
What do you believe about all these technologies disappeared?
Well, the humanity does not live in one civilization. So they teach us in schools that we live in a linear world and progress, and that's wrong. We live in different cycles. It is cycle after cycle after cycle.
Or yuga.
Egyptian.
These are yuga or something?
Yuga is something different because they last for millions of years.
Okay. But
in the last 100,000 years, we have had at least 5 civilization cycles.
In the last how many?
100,000.
100.
So, yes.
Okay.
So Bosnian pyramids, 30,000 years, or Egyptian, close to 40,000 years, or Gunung Padang, Indonesia, 30,000 years, or Machu Picchu, 54,000 years. So Mohenjo-Daro, of course, more than 75,000 years. So obviously we do have structures much, much older than the Neolithic times or last 5,000 years. For example, Stonehenge is between 5 and 6,000 years. The pyramids is much, much more.
Much more.
Stone spheres, more than 100,000 years, more than 200,000 years. So different builders, different concepts, different technology. So you cannot say, oh, aliens built all of them,
Sure.
or one civilization built all of them. My answer is no, different. It is like we have had different episodes on this planet. Somebody landed in Easter Island, built those huge Maui heads, and then they were gone. Somebody built monument near Japan, Yonaguni monuments, they were gone. Somebody builds Bosnian pyramids, they left. Egyptians left. So it's hard to say who were really the builders of those pyramids.
I saw in the entrance of the Piramida Sunca, there are many very important characters saying that they are true, they are incredible discovery. During your research, during these years, you have been talking about them with a lot of people, I imagine. What the academical really believe about them?
Academy today is based on fear. Assistant professors fear not to say anything wrong because their professors will fire them.
Yeah.
Professors fear what deans or rectors of university will say because they can fire them. So they have to stick to the official
Narrative.
mainstream narrative. This is not science. So most of so-called scientists, people with the titles, do not fulfill criteria to be called scientists. It's just a small number of people who are brave enough to search and to go beyond. But science is there to give us new knowledge. Today we do have scientific means, for example for pyramids. Instead of archaeologists and Egyptologists only researching pyramids, you have to have different scientific disciplines. Experts in energy phenomena. We bring physicists, electrical engineers, sound engineers, telecommunication engineers, quantum physicists, geophysicists, medical doctors, people with the scientific instruments. They measure. If something is measurable, you can scientifically prove. And this is what we do. We have proven that Bosnian pyramids were energy amplifiers, generating very specific frequencies which are very beneficial to us, water, food, environment. So this is what we do. The rest of them is, okay, they read something, they teach their kids the same thing, they write their books, having other resources, no originality. So to answer your question, you read the table, the poster with some of the scientists, true scientists who are here. For example, triple PhD in archaeology,
Yeah.
Professor Nabil Svelim.
Yeah, I read his...
He came for 3 years. He said Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun is the largest on the planet. It is extremely important structure for the whole world. Russian geophysicists, they were here, they were doing measurements. They said this is artificial origin. Professor Korotko, University of St. Petersburg, he comes with his measuring equipment. The last time he was here 3 weeks ago, proving that energy of the pyramid grow as you move closer to the top. People from Germany, from Poland, from Finland, from Croatia, from Serbia, they're all measuring. So if they measure, they have proven that they are actually energy machines. On the other hand, from Egyptologists, what do we have as proof that Pharaoh Cheops built the great Pyramid of Egypt? Not a single proof. We don't have mummy. We don't have sarcophagus. We don't have paintings
It's a
on the
belief,
walls.
it's a religion.
We don't have hieroglyphic symbols explaining the whole process.
Sure.
We don't have organic material to date it. We don't have a single proof. And the whole world believed it was built by the pharaoh of the 4th dynasty, Pharaoh Khufu or Pharaoh Cheops.
Incredible.
Why? Because of the propaganda.
Yeah, sure.
We don't have media, we have propaganda. They teach us what the
What to
forces
believe.
behind the scene want us to believe. So, the true scientists, they come, they measure, they date, they lab test, they take samples, they test them. This is the science. And saying the stories, oh, the pharaohs, the princesses, the generals, it's a folklore. It's a bedtime stories.
What do you think will be the future of these discoveries, these pyramids? How will be?
You mean in Bosnia?
In general.
In general.
Also in Bosnian and then in
Eventually people will be coming with a very sophisticated equipment that they scan the pyramids without going and digging physically, manually. Right now we have some scanning equipment, GPS, GPR, this and that. It's very poor quality. 50 years from now they'll be able to scan everything.
Uh-huh.
Inside and under the ground.
And under the ground.
Once they realize it's much more complex than what they think, the tunnel networks are much more elaborate. They go everywhere. And once they realize the real age, everything will change. Bosnian Pyramids is doing pioneering work because we are saying, hey, pyramids, health, energy, healing, spirituality, so very concrete stuff for today's man. This year only, we had hundreds and hundreds of healing testimonials from people coming visiting our pyramids. This is a very strong argument. You can't argue with it. Maybe you can say, okay, this guy Sam, he's talking rubbish. That's fine. But when it comes to measured results, okay, why don't you take scientific instruments and measure? You go to the top of the sun pyramid, you measure energy beam. Wow. Or you go to the tunnels, you measure your sugar level. Before entering, 12. You come back, 5. 12 is diabetes, 5 is normal level. You cannot argue with that.
Yeah, you cannot argue.
This is science.
It's fact.
So people will eventually realize, now we have some people who knows that pyramids, they have certain powers. If you build, even using the tubes, copper tubes, it has the power. If you orient it east, west, north, south. If you put quartz crystal, it's even harder, even tougher. So mainstream will eventually have to accept the truth. Because people will be looking for the truth. They are. Not majority, unfortunately, because majority, they are like zombies. But eventually, they will realize, hey, if my friend goes to Bosnia, for example, he got better. Wow. Let me go and check for myself.
How you discovered the pyramid?
I came to visit the local museum. But then I was looking at this, everybody call it hill. 4 sides, 4 triangular faces, 4 corners. I took compass, it showed me east, west, north, south. Side orientation. For me, that was the end of the story. Because before that, my PhD was about the Mayan pyramids. Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, Belize. 97% of the pyramids are covered by forest.
Yeah.
You can see them.
Sure.
They are not like in Egypt.
Also now Teotihuacan is getting covered again, huh?
Well, Teotihuacan, 200 years ago, it was completely covered.
Yeah.
Chinese pyramids, all of them, 250, they are still covered by soil and grass. Cambodia, Indonesia, covered. Why? Wind, rain, seeds, vegetation. The same thing in Bosnia. So I am very optimistic. People who come here, they are in very good mood. They love what they see. Plus we added a beautiful park. I purchased swampy, neglected, muddy land with a lot of garbage and transformed it with my people to the most beautiful park in Europe. It has become the cultural oasis. spiritual oasis, and sport oasis, and music, festival, and dances, and yoga, and meditation, healing, and the truth of what we should eat, what we should drink. So it's a different concept of future.
Also today is Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's a common day. There were a lot of people today here.
Well, it's September. We had rain this morning, right?
Yeah, it was raining in the morning.
But you know, every day we have hundreds, sometimes even a couple of thousand people every day.
You know, I have been in Pumapunku a few weeks ago. There were 3 people.
Mapunku is a fabulous site.
Fabulous.
Our project, it has something for everyone. Some wants to see archaeology or science or energy or spirituality. They want to relax. They're looking for healing. And we promote it a lot. We don't receive money from government. We finance everything by ourselves.
The government what believes about?
Well, the government made a compromise. Because of the pressure from the cultural establishment, archaeologists, geologists, museums who are against us and who never came here, they don't give us money. But because we are very popular in the people, they give us permissions because we fulfill criteria for permission. Archaeological permission, you have to have organization. We are registered for archaeology and science. You have to have project, you have to have money to dig, you have to have archaeologists, geologists, we have all of that. So we are getting permissions and we work. And we grow as a big, big project.
It's growing and
Yeah.
growing, no?
Correct.
So you are positive about it.
Yeah, of course, it will be growing. In 2008, we had 10,000 visitors. In 2018, 40,000.
Ah, beh.
In 2023, 195,000.
Uh-huh.
In 2024, we're going to have 250,000. In 3-4 years, we're going to have 500,000. In 10 years, we're going to have 1 million.
That's true.
Despite the government is not behind the project, we grow because people love it. They
Maybe
come-
at
they
some
come back.
point they will join, or they can.
You see, the government does not understand what we are saying. They understand Egyptian pyramids, tombs, and they see tourism. In our case, it's energy and tourism. They will accept tourism. But that's okay.
Thank you so much.
Well.